show off right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause
it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
Let's get a topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right.
Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right.
Alright, what's going on, guys? This is your boy Tig once again for Project Open Mic. Hope you guys are doing well. It's Thursday, you know what time it is. We're gonna get into the topic straight at hand, but of course, gotta do the salutary, mandatory of welcoming everybody into the show, but also put my lovely mug on the screen. There you go. How y'all doing? Alright. So, hope y'all doing well. Hope everybody's getting the Christmas and the holiday mood. Again, of course, for the Jewish people, of course, happy Hanukkah. Hope everything is going good with your festives. And anybody who does Kwanzaa as well, I don't discriminate. I hope you enjoy it. It's a holiday that if it's about bringing people together and enjoy family and doing stuff, I don't care what you call it. But hope y'all also get in the Christmas spirit. With that said, I want to thank you guys for also joining in tonight and giving me your time, your eyes, your ears, your mind. Let's talk about some topics as usual. And sometimes you gotta laugh. So I'm not gonna get hit you with some hard-hitting, crazy stuff tonight. Like I do it. It's the festive time. I'm gonna be a little more simple about it. All right. Just give you a heads up as well too. Tomorrow I won't be doing a side chat because I got stuff came with weather and stuff I gotta do. So apologize for that. So hopefully I should be able to do maybe a special one. I don't know. We'll see next week. But yeah, for those who does follow the Project Open Mic on YouTube and also Tempo FM and stuff like that, yes, side chat won't be no side chat tomorrow. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming in. So I want to thank Facebook. I want to thank YouTube. I want to thank Tempo FM. I want to thank Live.com. I want to thank Twitch. I want to thank Locals. I want to thank Rumble. And Live Now is another one. So I want to thank you guys for giving me your time and ears again. So today we'll talk. Today, like I said, we'll get into some of these topics. So one of the topics we're going to talk about today is sad. Am I surprised? Not really. But of course, we're going to talk about Joe Biden's basically canceling the whole debt relief thing that Trump started, and he's putting back on. And he has, as so far as I said it's going to happen, he has no indication that he's going to do debt forgiveness. Okay. Me. Apologize. Trying to clear the throat right there. So, we're going to talk about some of what Joe Biden was with in that regard, of course. with the debt forgiveness, which I predicted that was going to happen. Am I shocked that it happened? No. Again, I said it before. I did a show. If you're on Project Open Mic, hopefully I can get some of this stuff on Rumble. It's being a problem right now. For some reason, again, the uploads are weird. But on a real note, I did a show called "Things Gonna Happen When Joe Biden Takes Office." Almost everything I predicted in that thing became correct. Then I said, then I have a show called "Prove Me Wrong." I want to see if I could, just to be, I want to show it. I want to show you guys about it. So you don't think that it's all crazy. Okay, so I'll just share the screen a little bit right here. So if you go to Project Overbike on YouTube, for now as a backup, whatever, I'm gonna show you. Maybe I could do that. You can see the whole screen right there. So there you go. Right here, this one right here is basically get ready for your future. I talked about that. And the rig is in. America is watch for the shiny things. Okay? Then I said, I want to be proven wrong. And I want to be proven wrong part 2. This is why I said stuff where I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You guys, so you go there, watch those videos, and you see that my prediction has been what it is. All right, so we go with that. So back to here. Let's go into. We're gonna talk about some, like I said, nothing really hard hitting, just the usual bull crap as it is of how the world works. All right. So with that said, let us go to. Sadly, a lot of people is moving from LA, from Los Angeles. A lot of people know that, of course. With that said, there is a lot of people who are blind to what's going on. Some of them have said it. AOC came out that there is no crime spree, which is, I don't get. You know what? Let me see if I can find the video of her saying. Because sometimes you just gotta listen to from the horse's mouth. Okay, so hey, so we're gonna get into this right now. So let me just let that you got, of course, you got to load up, and of course it's gonna be a commercial in it. It always is. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So I just need this to hurry up and think. But I want to share the screen so you can see what it is. As AOC brushes off concerns over surging NC crimes as hysteria. Well, we're gonna go into a bunch of nonsense as you're gonna be hearing. So let's listen to this very intelligent, well-spoken person.
We are seeing these headlines about percentage increases. Now, I want to say that any amount of harm is unacceptable and too much. But I also want to make sure that this hysteria, that this doesn't drive a hysteria, and that we look at these numbers in context so that we can make responsible decisions about what to allocate in that context.
There's a hysteria, lady. But that's what she says. So now we're going to go to a place that has some of this hysteria. Let's play that beautiful beat footage.
Mexico's mayor is talking tough. She is promising to crack down on crime in one of the city's toughest neighborhoods and tackle property crimes across the city. KPIX5's Wilson Walker on her plan.
You live in San Francisco, you know it. Growing frustration with the status quo, astronomical car break-ins. This neighborhood, the Tenderloin, long declared an unofficial containment zone for illegal narcotics and all the problems and misery that come with that. If you're angry, if you're frustrated, well, today the mayor was speaking your language.
And it comes to an end when we take the steps to be more aggressive with law enforcement, more aggressive with the changes in our policies, and less tolerant of all the bull that has destroyed our city.
That was the...
Oh, really? Are you going to talk about you? Because you let criminals back on the streets. Your DAs let people destroy stuff, got caught by the cops, and they walk free. Are you going to be responsible for that misbreed? Well, let us continue and see what you got to say.
Concluding flourish from Mayor London Breed's remarks today. It was both a policy speech and something of a personal declaration that the current state of affairs is no longer acceptable.
We are not going to just walk by and let someone use in broad daylight on the streets and not give them the choice between going to the location we have identified them or going to jail. What I'm proposing today and what I will be proposing in the future will make a lot of people uncomfortable, and I don't care. And we are past the point where what we see is even remotely acceptable.
All right, there was a lot of policy involved, too. That policy is going to be discussed for months in this city. She wants more police officers. That will go to the Board of Supervisors.
Oh! Nani? She wants more police officers after she said defund the police. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Holy smoke, you can't make this stuff up. Oh, boy. This lady said defund the police, now you want more cops. Because you see, by telling the wolves that the sheepdogs ain't there, they're going to come and take the sheeps. You don't broadcast it. That's a bad idea. New York, bad idea. Chicago, bad idea. Oregon, Poland, Seattle, California, San Francisco, LA, bad ideas. Jeez. Let's continue this clown show.
As you heard, she wants to give people who are abusing drugs on the street, intravenous drugs, a choice between treatment and jail. These have long been hot-button proposals in San Francisco. She laid them all out today. It was clearly just a calculated move, and you heard the language. It was a real tone, not just a real change, not just in policy, but in the tone that the mayor has been.
Ain't a change yet unless she follows with action. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't mean nothing. Let's get stuff done. That makes a difference now. Come on. Let's not play this game. Okay?
been using. I think anyone who's followed the mayor probably noticed that today.
Yeah, and sounds like she was really fed up with the whole thing. She wanted to see change. She wanted to take action now, real action. How well do you think that played, though, with the Board of Supervisors who will have to approve parts of this plan?
Well, she was joined by two of them today, which gives you maybe an idea of the numbers that she's up against at the other end of the building. She was making the comments while the board was meeting today. But, you know, there's something else to be said. Anyone who lives in the city has heard everything the mayor said today. Either at the person sitting beside you at the restaurant, or your friend that you caught up with last week. Maybe your spouse rants about these things every night. Everyone has heard all of that in San Francisco before. To me, it looks like a mayor who has made a clear calculation to put her chips down on that side of the conversation, because it is not going away here in San Francisco.
You think that everybody heard, and you know what? And they're like, "Hey, did you hear what London Breed said? She's gonna crack down." You mean after she let people free out of jail? Yeah. And also call for defund the police. Yeah, she said we need more cops. And when people had to do masks and stuff, and she told everybody to stay inside, she was out partying and having fun. That London Breed? Yeah. I think she's gonna really change. Really?
You serious?
Exactly. That's what that person was thinking. What the hell, you guys? Yeah. Again, talk is talk. Blah 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 blah. I want to see action, lady. I want to see action. Don't put that. Oh my gosh, she used the BS word. Again, action. That's what we need to see. Okay? Not craziness. But let's take that nonsense to another mayor. This mayor has also a crime wave going got crime wave going in her city. And let's listen in to what this genius had to say. I'll be nice. Let's listen to what this genius has to say.
That they're not doing more to take safety and make it a priority.
Lightfoot is catching some heat over the comments. Carr says she's, quote, sadly misinformed.
You can't, as she suggested a couple weeks ago, buzz everyone in and out through a door. Retail doesn't work that way. You can't put everything behind lock and key or a glass case.
Some high-end stores along the Gold Coast have hired security guards to usher in customers one at a time because of videos like this, where a handful of criminals come in at a time. In this case, the theft ring made off with over $100,000 worth of Louis Vuitton items.
The National Retail Federation reported that these types of crimes, organized retail crimes, have increased over 60% in the last 5 years.
Retailers aren't the only ones who see the fallout from this. It also means millions aren't coming in from sales tax for Chicago and the state of Illinois.
We still have retailers that won't institute plans like having security officers in their stores, making sure that they've got cameras that are actually operational.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Did she just say what she just said? Okay, so let's rewind back and let's hear what the report says. No operational cameras, no security guards. Let's hear what the guy said. What he said?
That these types of crimes, organized retail crimes, have increased over 60% in the last 5 years.
Retailers aren't the only ones who see the fallout from this. It also means millions aren't coming in from sales tax for Chicago and the state of Illinois.
We still have retailers.
In this case, the theft ring made off with along the Gold Coast have hired security guards to usher in customers.
Security guards, you heard that. And look at the cameras. Look at these cameras.
Customers one at a time because of videos like this, where a handful of criminals come in at a time. In this case, the theft ring made off with over $100,000 worth of Louis Vuitton items.
The National Retail Federation reported that these types of crimes, organized retail crimes, have increased over 60% in the last 5 years.
Retailers aren't the only ones who see the
Cameras?
fallout from this. It also means millions aren't coming in from sales tax for Chicago and the state of Illinois.
Cameras.
We still have retailers that won't institute plans like having security officers in their stores, making sure that they've got cameras that are actually operational.
Again, you just heard what she said. You just heard what the report says. They have security guards. Still have problems. They have cameras. You don't want to arrest the people because most of those people, again, sad but true. Sad but true. I don't play that game with the whole race crap. Most of these people
for Chicago.
That's not white kids. All right. And there's some white people who are doing this. So I'm not excusing the white kids who are doing it. But majority of this, including Chicago, are black kids doing this nonsense. Okay. Some of them need an ass whooping. But you gonna let me get this straight, Mayor Lightfoot. You're gonna blame you blaming on the retailers that they are not doing enough to stop this. Oh no. You're a crazy lady. But like I said, they're crazy people. So AOC, all this right here goes up. That's hysteria. AOC, hysteria, right? That's what you're saying. Good grief. Like I said, you can't make none of this crap up with these people. These people are that delusional. And also, that heretic. I don't want to say hypocrisy because they're heretics. Again, Lori, you had a lot of people who you released also back on the streets. Remember, defund the police, but keep your neighborhood with special guards and everything. Please. Please. So, and let's get a look into some of these geniuses that we got to deal with. So, I want to put on a screen. Let me go do that. And let's have a conversation about this stuff, because again, the Omicron variant is coming out. There was also Fauci, which I don't follow Fauci. Again, he's not been a practicing doctor for 20 years. He knows what's going on, and he likes to celebrate him. He's like a little woman. That's just what it is. So he himself said the Omicron variant is spreading crazy. Yes, it's spreading. Is it killing people? No. Is it hurt? Is it getting people super sick? No. What viruses does is they want to live long, just like we want to live long. Hell, humans are like viruses to the planet Earth. We want to live as long as we want to live long, so we're not going to just go destroy it out of wanky like that. Come on, we got to do a little something, like, you know. We're not going to flub up the world. And that's what it does. It's going to get weaker and weaker. Everybody's going to basically around the world, most are going to get it. It's going to be like the common cold. Several said, I've said it from since day one, before even for President Trump and everybody. I said, this virus coming out is you're going to have to live with it. It sucks, but you're going to have to live with it. And then you got California, New York, putting back on masks and everything like that. You're not doing nothing. Again, there's people out there who have all the vaccines and up-to-date booster shots, and they still spread the virus. According to the CDC, CDC and the WHO, and also, again, by the White House Secretary of State, because, again, she caught COVID, even though she has all this stuff either. I mean, let's just be honest about things. That's all I'm saying. But I want to talk about this lovely young man right here. Ahmad Shabazz is facing up 20 years. So let's look at this. Let's look the brightest and smartest people in the world. Let's look at this. A Maryland man is facing fraud charges for allegedly selling more than 600 fake COVID ID vaccine cards that he advertised on Facebook for $75 each.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Really, dude? Really? Shabazz 23. Well, that helps out with how smart. Wisdom is not his brightest point. Punches the fake vaccine cards through foreign online market in June. I apologize for that. And then started advertising them on his social media accounts, federal prosecutors said. Real again.
NANI?
The COVID vaccination cards COVID vaccination cards, who wants one? $75 a pop. He wrote in a post according to the criminal complaint. A month later, he posted, I sell proof of vaccination cards. Underneath the link to the news article about restaurants requiring proof of vaccination cards. Oh my goodness. Shabazz allegedly told the potential buyer in a private message that he had run out of vaccination cards. Made 300 a day. I'm sold out. Just bought 500 more. 60 times 500 is 30K. Again, not knocking your hustle. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to be rich, he told the person the prosecutor said. Shabazz, who was only released from prison in April after serving time for possession of child porn. Oh, you're one of those people.
You piece of loser.
Really, dude? Allegedly developed that vaccination card via the Postal Use Service. Customs Patrol seized a package addressed to Mashaha and linked to his phone number in late August amid a crackdown on fake vaccine cards. After being alerted that this package was delayed by the shipping company, Shabazz allegedly searched online for other customs for whether customs was inspecting packages of vaccine cards. Oh, that's a good move, whatever you say. Shabazz placed another order of vaccines from the same website under the name Ace Boogie. Prosecutors said the FBI raided his home in October. Shabazz is facing 20 years for mail fraud and obstruction of justice and convicted in vaccine cases. Free Ace Boogie. Free Ace Boogie. Not really, because you're an idiot. Why the hell would you put it on the daggone Facebook, you idiot? That's the last place you should put that. Knowing how contemptuous COVID is on Facebook and YouTube, you're gonna post on that to get fake vaccine. Oh my god.
NANI?
I gotta wipe the tears from my eye. I could. You're crazy. Why would you do that? You basically left a paper trail. You announced to the cops that you're doing something illegal, and you put it on Facebook, where if you say COVID, the algorithm picks it up quickly and look at stuff. Holy smoke, you crazy dude. Yeah, you deserve 20 years in jail because you ain't learned a lesson. You ain't learned a lesson in life of not being stupid. You went to jail for possession of child porn. Man, that's sad. That's sick and twisted in its own way. But again, why? I don't get it, dude. Jeez Louise. That is a special type of stupid. Really it is. But you know what? Hey. We go from there, all right? I'm just surprised by how people do stuff. I really am. It really, really, really shocks me how people could do crazy stuff and announce the stuff on, like, announce it on Facebook. All right. Well, ain't nothing else I can say about that, Shabazz, because you are a special type of person. Really, you are. So with that situation said, I want to talk about the last thing we're going to talk about tonight. I just want to keep it short and sweet. Oh, yes, of course, got to play it. Short and sweet about stuff. And we're going to talk, we're going to keep on showing the wisdom of these geniuses about this. Okay, thank you.
On social media after footage of the competition showed school teachers stuffing as many dollar bills as they could fit down their shirts to fund school supplies. Here's footage of the game. As you can see, there are 5,000 ones laid out for the teachers to battle for, which was followed by widespread backlash for being, quote, demeaning and even dystopian.
Meanwhile, the Biden administration has...
Well, maybe if we start spending a lot of money on administration and everything in schools, it might, and also get rid of some of the teachers union, maybe the money will go to the right places. Just saying. And also for the parents who don't buy their kids books in school as well too, which is also horrible. But I digress.
Confirmed student loan relief will not be extended. Payments will resume on February 1st, 2022. Here's Jen Psaki responding to questions about the decision.
In the coming weeks, we will release more details about our plans and will engage directly with federal student loan borrowers to ensure they have the resources they need and are in the appropriate repayment plan. We're still assessing the impact of the Omicron variant, but a smooth transition back into repayment is a high priority for the administration.
Co-host of the Bad Faith podcast and former press secretary for the Sanders campaign, Brianna Joy Gray, joins us to discuss.
Bernie Sanders, remember, we tax the billion. Remember, Bernie Sanders. We tax the billionaires and the millionaires and the billionaires. And again, he became a millionaire. Let's tax the billionaires, not the millionaires, because he became a millionaire. Again, you can't make this stuff up.
Discuss. Welcome, Brianna.
Thank you, Robbie.
So how disappointing is this? I know, you talked about this on the show a lot. This is a pretty high demand, I think, of progressives, of people on the left. And one, the Biden administration seems perfectly happy to disappoint.
Well, I want to be really clear. I think the reason why this has become a primary issue on the left is because this is one of the few things that Joe Biden can absolutely do by executive order. This is one of those areas where he can't lay the blame for his own inaction on the composition of the Senate, the inability to have a supermajority, the obstinance of Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. No, this is something that's squarely within his own authority. Donald Trump used this same executive authority to put the pause on student loan payments. And now Joe Biden has the exact same ability to either continue those student loan abatements or to permanently cancel all student debt or...
No, son of a bitch!
No, you ain't gonna go with that nonsense. Again, and let me show you people out there the thing, because we talked about it last time. Let's bring this sucker up here for y'all people. See if people gonna understand that we are going to what now? What you just said? Oh yeah, we're gonna get rid of, holy crap. Last week when I brought it up, look at it now. It's $1.7 trillion. No, we're not. No, we're not. Hell, credit card debt is less than the student loan debt. And there's more credit cards than the students. That's how crazy that is. That's how crazy that is. Are you kidding me? We should no, and there's a reason, and I'm gonna show you there's a reason why I'm not down with that. And it's funny again. She's a progressive. She says that. Do she know most of these student debts are people who basically have money? These are who wanted degrees that was crappy degrees, and degrees that don't give you the money to pay back. Why would you have a social degree over stuff and you have $200,000 in debt? That's stupid. Absolutely stupid. But let's continue with what Miss Thing is saying. Crazy.
To his own campaign promise, cancel at least $10,000.
I give her props on that one. Joe Biden did say he would do $10,000. But again, what did I say? Not gonna happen. Prove me wrong.
Of student debt. And instead, during a midterm election year, when the COVID pandemic is still in full swing and people are suffering the economic effects of said pandemic, he is choosing to be the one to turn student debt back on when Donald Trump was the one to turn student debt off. And it seems that Democrats are either ignorant of or indifferent to the political consequences of that action, not to mention the moral consequences of it.
And Brianna, I want to get your take on this because, you know, this plays into the whole conversation about wages, about savings rates, and about inflation. Is one reason I focus so much on talking about wage increases and talking about how people have had more.
They had wage increases under the last president. But again, like him or love him, hate him or whatever, detest him, you had a wage increase. Oh, wait a minute. We have inflation now, which wipes that all away. Not surprising.
Money in their pockets because of the pause on paying your student debts, and because of the different stimulus checks that came, you know, first from Trump and then from Biden. But the media's focus and now voters' focus has been on the spending side, on the inflation side. People very angry about gas prices going up, grocery prices going up, about the 5-6%, you know, year-over-year inflation that we've seen, and so as amoral, nihilistic politicians who only want to, you know, see their approval numbers go up, when they look at that situation, they say, oh, people aren't necessarily rewarding us for having more money in their pockets, but they're very much punishing us for having to spend more on gas and other things.
That's how inflation works. You divide the money by giving out the money as much as you can. Then it's worth less and it's gonna have an effect on inflation. Literally what you just said is why the problem is. Yes, we got more in the pockets. Because you stop paying your debt, 1, and 2, you're not working. And the money ain't worth nothing.
One way to drive down inflation is to immiserate people, impoverish people.
Basically raise up the taxes of a lot of stuff. Yes, that's the part that's gonna suck. And it will happen. It will be coming sooner or later. It will happen.
That's what they did in the 70s and 80s. That is the go-to move of the power brokers when they want to do something about inflation. They hurt people. They make sure that people have less money to spend. And
Those are the same problem workers that got us in the same problems like now. So I don't know what to say.
Here comes this policy, and so they can just start pulling money out of people's wallets at a monthly tick, and
No, they're not pulling money out of their wallets. They took the loan. I swear. I could see why the people who really was on this singer and the other girl, Crystal, left this because y'all are just as bad. Y'all worse than that.
Might have some modest effect on inflation and give them some benefit. And so if you get into a situation when there's a political benefit to immiserating people, that's kind of the worst of all worlds.
Tell us how you really feel, Ryan.
So what's your... So, I mean, that's kind of a different way of looking at it. I'm curious how you feel about it.
I think that's a really important point. You know, a few weeks ago, we had economist Claudia Sham on the show, SAHM, and she pointed out that the economic bracket who is hurt most by inflation are creditors, right? It's the people who owe.
And poor people. Because your eggs, your ham, your food, gas, like you just said, went up.
Money. And so it's no surprise that creditors in this instance are very eager to start reclaiming money back. Even though I want to be really clear, the reason the student debt cancellation policy is such a political no-brainer and is not something that's being paid by the taxpayer. It's not something, as many have argued, as some have argued, that it's, working class people paying for college-educated elites. It's because the federal government holds...
What? Wait. Nani? Did she just... Let's play that again. Let's see what she just said.
Policy is such a political no-brainer and is not something that's being paid by the taxpayer. It's not something...
A political no-brainer. It's not something paid by the taxpayer. We pay the government. The government backs the loans. Where do the government get their money from, lady?
As many have argued, as some have argued, that it's, working class people paying for college-educated elites. It's because the federal government holds this debt. In fact, the federal
government is... They're the ones who take our money, you crazy lady.
Government has been profiting handily on the student debt payments of ordinary working, trying to...
No. The federal government has not been doing that. The Federal Reserve has been getting that. You got it mixed up. Two different people. And the Federal Reserve is a private bank, not run by the government.
Trying to get a leg up, middle-class families, right? And so it's on the federal government simply to cancel that debt.
No, it's not.
Decline to recall those payments.
And for people, and let me put it this way, for people out there who's like, okay, so what's your smart idea? Here's my smart idea to do that. Because you took a loan out, you got to repay. I say, put it to about 0%, or at least to put all the federal loans from past and everything to about 1%. So you get a little interest on it. Other than that, after that, the government should get out of student loans. But put all the existing loans to about 0 to 1%, at least get the money back in the system. I just showed you right there on the screen from the debt clock, $1.7 trillion. And it keeps on going. So no, it's ridiculous. That's how you fix that. All right? You took out a loan, you pay back. That's just the way it goes. All right? But for her, what she just said, that is straight up and up nonsense. The people paid it. Where do the federal government get their money, lady? They tax us. So my taxes are going to go towards that. It's just, you people don't even, I swear sometimes. Let's continue.
And instead, it is deciding it's going to continue to seek out middle-class voters as a revenue source at the very same time that Joe Biden is more than happy to hold out people who earn $400,000 a year as middle class and say, oh, I'm absolutely not going to raise taxes on this cohort, but I'm completely fine with pulling $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month from kids who just wanted to go to college so they could potentially become, public interest lawyers, teachers, social workers.
I know she does say social workers. I know. What I just said, you're going to pay $200,000 to get a daggone degree that don't do nothing, that don't pay that much. Yeah, don't do that. That's my advice to you. Don't go to college and do that. If you gotta go to a college like a college and go to the cheapest college and get that. Don't go to the richest college and get a degree that ain't worth nothing. Be smart about it. Again, people are stupid, individuals smart. Be that smart individual.
Kinds of jobs that require you to get an advanced degree.
No, they don't.
But don't actually pay especially high incomes.
So why do you even go? Oh no! I just said it, and she just said it. So in other words, did she not understand what she just said? Holy smokes! My goodness! Do people not listen to what they say? Really, lady?
Those people are going to have to go back to the bank and start making these recurring payments in the middle of this tragedy. And you see those very teachers that were crawling around on the ground at the beginning of this segment, Hunger Games style, are the exact same cohort that is being asked to go ahead and repay their loans, because those teachers absolutely were required to get college degrees to take those jobs.
Yes, but they didn't have to go to a lot of expensive schools to get that, one. And two, funny enough, that your party wants to get rid of SLC. You know how I didn't got student loans? I got a high school and I got a scholarship for SATs, but you know, they want to get rid of SATs because black people don't make it. No, this black person did it, and he got a good score. So no, screw you guys on that one. Two, when I got into college, I also went and looked at all the scholarship programs to see where we get extra money here and there. That's what I did. I went to get extra college programs, what I need to do, clean up trash, do stuff, whatever, so I could get money, scholarship. That's what I did.
Isn't the okay? So to attempt to portray the other side of this, or where someone who doesn't quite share the enthusiasm for this policy you two have. I absolutely, it should be easier to become a teacher. You shouldn't need 80 trillion advanced degrees and like 10 years of college debt to become a teacher.
You just need one, Robbie. You just need a 4-year degree, sometimes a master's. But those 4-year degrees, even from not especially prestigious institutions, are extremely expensive.
Well, don't go to a prestigious institution. Lady, that's all you gotta go to a degree, but you don't need a prestigious institution to do it. The hell?
Even state schools are extremely expensive.
Really? Have you been to something? Well, maybe in your state. I'll be honest. Let's be honest. Maybe in her state, because I know I got you associates. I got my associate's degree in my state school very easy and very cheaply. When I went to NC State, that's a whole different story. But again, I look for degrees, I look for scholarships and everything, and I had a scholarship.
People have tried to frame this as an issue of elite colleges, but what, 0.3% of all college graduates in America go to Ivy League schools? Many of those people become teachers and public servants, by the way. But never mind. Huge parts of our working class, white-collar jobs and blue-collar jobs require these kinds of degrees.
Not really. But you need to tell me the type of jobs, so I can say science jobs, like true science, not no social science nonsense. Okay, engineering, got you. Architecture and stuff like I have, got you. Doctors, nurses, and everything, I'm cool with that too. But they also have colleges and schools that like CPI and everything that does nursing and stuff like that for nurses and stuff like that on a different level. That's cheaper. So let's not pretend that.
Economy that does, and just like we have free high school because we evolved into an economy that required that level of education, people shouldn't be going into deep debt or any debt at all, I would argue, to get the basic educational requirements that allow,
which is high school, not college,
our country to thrive.
But they also don't have to. You can become a teacher without going into debt. If you become a teacher, public school teachers are. It's not a lucrative salary. It's not a bad salary either. The benefits are quite good. The job security is quite good. The hours are pretty good. Education spending is.
Oh, we get the sassy black woman. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
You know we're gonna hear the retort.
You know, despite what we just saw in that ridiculous video, right? The federal government is literally giving like every school district $4,000 per student right now for COVID relief payment. Like schools have the cash. They're not laying off teachers. They can pay teachers more even if they want to right now.
It's most of the money goes to I think he's looking at her and he's like kind of getting a little scared. A lot of the money goes to administrations and lawyers, principals, administration, paper pushers. That's what the money goes to. And let's not forget the teachers union that keeps bad teachers around. And we can't give it to bad teachers because of the teachers union. That's the majority claim of that.
Money is not the education problem. I get that people,
no, it's not.
The debt is a separate issue, but our teachers are generally, like, they're not starving in terms of their wages.
They're not starving because of the wages, but I get what you're saying. But like I said, you're gonna hear the response, young man, from this woman because you just fired her up.
They're just not.
Robbie, you have to go to college to become a teacher. And
no, you do not. No, you do not. No, you do not. That's an ineffectual. To be a regular teacher and stuff like that. No, I've seen people become teachers, assistants, then become teachers, and they didn't have this stuff. Had that. I know somebody who I know a lady right now who became a teacher, and she never went college for that because she has the know-how and she could teach the material.
Most people would argue that that's a good thing because they want their kids to be taught by people who have had at least a little bit more advanced education than the teacher is getting from their own.
I just want my kids like actually taught by people in person. Would be my main desire for the school system. Like someone watch my kid for. I don't have children, but I would. Main requirement of the education system right now.
I understand that parents are concerned first and foremost about some of those first level COVID related issues, but they're also, as we saw in Virginia, very concerned about the fact that their kids need to be getting a level of education in high school that will prepare them for the rest of their life, whether that's going on to a vocation.
No. Don't you dare switch it, sweetheart. That is not why they did it in Virginia. They did it in Virginia. They wanted to get critical race theory and common core math out because they don't teach them not a dang thing. And also, let's not forget the elephant in the room where the teachers hide a lot of horrible stuff that happens to kids. And then, shh, don't speak about it. Shh, don't say nothing. That's what happened in Virginia.
Education, which, by the way, saddles people with enormous amount of debt, or whether they're going on to a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree, both of which, again, saddle their kids with a great deal of debt. And teachers absolutely are required to get a college degree, the same as social workers and other professions that require master's degrees additionally. And the fact of the matter is teacher salaries are low. Most teachers earn less than $60,000 a year. Why do I know that? Because part of Bernie's plan for president, a part of his platform was that every teacher in America should make a minimum of $60,000 a year, which I would argue is the bare minimum for a group that has.
I disagree with that one, but whatever. And I'm with him too, yeah. I don't agree with that.
As such an important job as they do. I don't think teachers should be scrounging around on the ground for school supply money, and I don't think they would be doing that and performing those kind of undignified feats. Just for it.
Yeah. Remember I played a video. Go back to Project Over my episode. This is 57 to be 56, where how the school districts, remember Miss Bernie Sanders, remember how the districts were split up? It was one big district and it gets split up into 5 school districts, and the rich people keep their money right across the street. The poor kids have mold, have opened up their water coming through the. Let's not pretend. Yes, that's the nonsense of that situation. The money don't go to the right spots.
As they say, I think that they do it because they're under real constraints. And if we care just from a purely electoral standpoint about earning votes and winning votes in an election year, Republicans have absolutely no problem giving tax breaks to upper middle class people,
I hate when they go that route because they don't know what they're talking about. But whatever, you already proven that she don't know what she's talking about.
breaks for business owners. We see Democrats right now championing the SALT tax break, which is $250 million for upper middle class people, but absolutely putting their foot down over 44 million Americans. From an electoral perspective, let's just really sit with that for a moment. 44 million Americans have student loan debt. 44 million Americans who, per the Democrats who like to crow and brag about this, are disproportionately Democrats, right? The Democratic base is disproportionately college educated.
That is true. And it's mostly rich people. And they also choose crappy degrees, as you just pointed out earlier on with the whole social thing, that don't make money, but you're gonna take a degree that's worth more than what the potential of making the money of. That's not smart.
So the Democratic Party is saying to that very group that they need to come enthusiastically to turn out for them in midterms, we are going to screw you during an election year. And while Donald Trump was the person who turned the spigot off and allowed you to have this relief over the past 2 years, that I can tell you firsthand experience was probably the biggest financial relief for me in my entire life as someone who doesn't have kids, who doesn't have.
Of course. Human nature. Human nature. You always got to think about yourselves. So, hey, I get it. It's a release for you. Did you need your degree to get your podcast, ma'am? I doubt that.
Have a mortgage, who hasn't been able to afford a mortgage in part because of my student loan debt, right? This has been the best financial thing that's happened to a lot of middle-class people in this country. And now it's going to be a Democrat, Joe Biden, the one that turns it on in an election year for 44 million voters.
And so, Brianna, there's a lot of concern expressed from kind of saying that this is an elitist policy. And
it is, and I'm not even. I'm losing brain cells. Let me show you why I think all the stuff that she and this guy said is a bunch of horse crap. Let's go with that. Crap baskets. Let's go to our usual friend on the show. Like I said, I go to this thing, Walk Don't Run Productions, because it needs to be talked about. So let's look at this, and you'll see why I don't have that. Even though she proved herself and said it herself. That is that you're not gonna make money and it's not a great choice. You still make the decision to make that dumb choice. That's why I don't have that in that regard. My sister has debt. My girlfriend has college debt. That I feel for them. The financially, it hurts and everything. But again, they choose. Let's go with this.
There is a financial crisis here in the United States. Roughly 45 million Americans owe over $1.6 trillion in student debt. So back in March, to capitalize on this crisis, BuzzFeed released a video that included these two people who talked about their student loan experiences and what they were doing about their debt.
I think the way our student loans are given is super predatory on people who are young and don't understand, or people who think that their education is going to translate into a higher paying job.
As you'll see, Liza asked for a loan and the government gave it to her. Those predatory monsters.
I know, right?
This is clearly a problem. When people like Eliza sign up for student loans, they might not understand the terms of the loan or what they're getting into.
I originally had about $75,000 in
Oh no!
loans from that 1 year of grad school.
Now let's.
Whoa! 1 year? Holy smoke! 1 year? Wow! 1 year! Wow!
Let's see what considerations Eliza made before committing to this huge sum of money.
In my mind, I was thinking, well, I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to make tons of money. I know it's going to take me some time, but I'm going to pay off these loans.
And that's
Wisdom. And nobody in the corner shared some wisdom with this young lady.
It's good. When you choose your major, you need to weigh how much the school will cost against how much you will be earning in the workforce.
Yep.
It's called return on investment.
Yep.
Straight out of school, the economy was horrible, and I was struggling and realized it just wasn't even what I wanted to do.
And
that's why I don't want to give college student whatever. Oh, that's not what you want to do. So you want to know what you want to do as best as you can. That's why I don't want to give free tuition on taxpayers' money, because you could change your mind here and here and here and here. And after a while, we just spending a lot of money and not doing it. That's what they learned in the experiment when the college was like, oh, we're going to give everybody free stuff. Oh, come to find out, a lot of people didn't as usual. They did not know what they wanted to do. They kept on switching their the majors, and they kept on prolonging college because they don't have to work.
Epiphany cost her $75,000 with interest.
Yep.
It's now up to almost $150,000.
Holy
Jesus. What is that?
That is crazy.
Now I do something completely different where I don't earn a ton of money. I'm on income-based repayment, so I make really small payments. And they call it negative amortization, where I'm now accruing interest on the interest.
Basically, this means that her payment is so small that it's less than the interest that she was charged for that month.
I really didn't understand the magnitude of what taking out that money would mean.
Clearly.
Particularly the terms of the loan, because a huge amount of it is something called Grad Plus. So some of the loans are federal subsidized, which means the interest is lower. And I believe, I'm not even sure, that it's...
Maybe you need to know this if you gotta but again, I just talk logic. Sorry.
simple interest, so I just pay the interest off the principal.
I'm not even sure. You'd think that after 20 years that she'd have a clear understanding as to the terms of her loan, but whatever.
I'm paying interest on the interest, and I'm not even paying all of the interest in each payment.
This woman is never, ever going to pay that loan back.
Having all that debt from all those years of struggle is still a weight on me, even though I feel like now I've finally found my path.
Eliza doesn't mention what that path is exactly, but I hear that being a part-time yoga instructor can be very fulfilling.
For undergrad, I took about $18,000 in total.
Jace doesn't mention where or what she was studying, but regardless, $18K for undergrad isn't unheard of.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
As for grad school, oh gosh, I initially had a full ride the first year, and then the second year came, I talked to financial aid and they were like, surprise, you only had a full ride for your first semester.
Surprise! You've been pranked, bro. Either that or she just wasn't paying attention to the terms of her scholarship.
That's true. That's true.
And so I ended up taking about $100K extra in student loans that should have never been taken out. As soon as we opened up my...
You should have not taken out. I agree with you.
Student loans, I was delinquent, and I think my first payment due was like $1,500, which I don't think I even made in a month.
So
I'll let you handle this, Andrew.
Jace took out $100,000 for grad school for a degree that clearly didn't have the potential for providing a return on investment.
There's not a lot of information that's given out. I know there's entrance and exiting counseling sessions, but it doesn't really tell you what to do.
Oh, it's the counselor's fault for not explaining that you need to make more in a month than the total of your monthly payment. Again, Jace doesn't say what she was attending grad school for, but clearly it wasn't for a master's in mathematics.
So now, within the span of about 4 or 5 years, it went from like 117K, and now it's 145K, I believe, the last time I checked.
Now you might be thinking, that's crazy. There must be some mistake. How did her debt grow so fast? Does she have some insane interest rate or something?
I figured out how to keep my loans in repayment.
Okay, That's a good start because you don't want your debt to balloon completely out of control.
But I'm actually currently paying zero because I don't even make enough to be paying monthly rates. So it is nerve-wracking.
What the fuck?
Seriously, girl? You just dig yourself deeper in that hole, don't you? You're like, we're not finding gold. Can anybody hear me down there? Oh my God.
But I'm hoping that within 10 years, I'll figure out how to get it all forgiven.
Why should it be forgiven? You took a loan. You didn't get the job that you think you're going to get. Oh my goodness. This is the people. And these are the people that other black lady said we need to stop? Hell no.
That's not a legitimate strategy. Counting on hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt to be forgiven is like counting on winning the lottery. The odds are against you.
I just really want to be financially stable because it's affected the quality of my life.
Maybe you should have never took out that money, and when you had the full ride scholarship, you could have kept on finding other scholarship, or say, hold up, let's wait. I'm not gonna take out $100,000. This is crazy. I know a couple of people guys I know who stopped and said, okay, I don't want to spend this money on this, and they stopped the bleeding. One, some of them didn't have to do that, or the others were like, wait, I had a scholarship, it's gone, and I can't get this. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to I featured some of these videos on my channel in early podcast show of people going back to trade school and then getting jobs as welders and stuff that makes $150,000, $170,000 a year.
College is an investment in your future. And if you pick a frivolous major, your earning potential will be non-existent and you'll be hounded with debt for the rest of your life. But at least Jace learned her lesson. I mean, if she had the chance to do it all over again, she wouldn't have taken out those loans, right?
Why would you even ask that question, Andrew? You know, if she's not that smart enough to say, you know what, let her answer.
Honestly, if I knew that I would have to have all those loans under my belt, I would have gone and applied to the Ivy League school of my dreams. I would have applied to Harvard.
So instead of picking a different major or going to a different school, she would have gone to a more expensive school and taken out even more money in student loans. Unbelievable. But as it turns out, there's hope for people like Eliza and Jace. And that hope is a bailout from the US Congress.
So my loans,
But I played a video before because of Bernie Sanders and stuff, which are these people. And I'm not gonna give them because they would have never paid it either. They would have never paid it either. So we're not even gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about it. I want to just leave it at that. They would never talk about it. That's just crazy. These guys say all this. Says the woman who slept with a married man, hate white people, married a white man, and got him $1 million in a year on a salary that she only makes $175,000 a year. How does that math work? I know my math is good, so we know corruption is definitely here. You're just an idiot, and you're not an idiot, but you're just dumb because you think everything is gonna work the way he is. Again, remember, millionaires are billionaires, but when he became a millionaire and he got his 3 houses, he started saying we need to stop the billionaires. And as I showed last week, you take all the billionaires in America, which their net worth was $3.2 trillion, they could not pay off. They could not pay off this year's debt of $6 trillion. Nevertheless, the national debt of $29 trillion. Again, math is not these people's strong point. I've seen that. I noticed that now. I noticed that very strongly. But you know what? Like I said, if I have to get advice to anybody out there, look, If you want to get 7 degrees, go to the cheapest school you can find. Most companies do not care. I really mean it. Most companies do not flipping care. Unless you're in New York or California, and if that's where you want to go, okay, then you're going to pay that debt. But most of those companies don't care where your degree from. Do you have a degree? It's 4 years, whatever. Yeah, good. You go. I have a bachelor's degree, but I also got the job that I have that I've been working for almost 16 years doing architecture and all this stuff on with an associate's degree. And that's, again, didn't have to pay I had to pay, again, just for honesty purposes, I had to pay a little bit of student loan because I was out of state when I came to America, of course. But I paid my student loan back quickly because I don't like to pay loans for people. But that nonsense is what it is. If you're gonna do if you're gonna do justice and the junk science degrees, do not do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth 20. It's not worth $100,000. It's not worth $20,000. Nevertheless, $200,000. This woman wanted to do $100,000 instead of, like you just saw. Instead of saying, "Wow, that's a bad idea," no, I wanted to go to Ivy League school. For what reason? You'll still be in debt. And according to the degree that that we didn't know about, but I could tell you that's not going to be feasible. You will never get the money to pay it off anyway. Good grief, you people! I swear. I swear. So with that said, people learn. Again, don't do stupid stuff like these people here, okay? Please don't. Trade school could give you good money. HVAC, you can make over $100,000. Welding, you can make over $100,000. Being a mechanic, you could be over $100,000. And you don't gotta spend that crazy amount of money for that stuff. Practicality in that regard, that's all I'm saying. And there's many other things you could do as well too. So, you know what? So shout out to Andrew for his part. You know, don't rock World 1 if you want to watch the other half of that video that I said, because I played it before and I just wanted to point out a simple reason on it. And, you know, it's just ridiculous. But in that regard, hope you guys are still doing good in Christmas shopping. You're doing great. Hope that you have a job. Hope that things are crazy, because last month 42 million people quit jobs, and the month before that was 4.43 million people quit jobs in August. Yeah, Joe Biden, we're doing a great job. Yay! Other than that, remember, okay, evil comes in all shapes, color, size, creed, sex, height, professions. Evil's evil. The rich is gonna stay rich. The poor will still fight for their crumbs, and the middle class is gonna keep getting effed over. As you just heard how that works. So that black lady was like, "Yeah, let's do this and support all this stuff." No. But really, like, again, guys, thanks for giving you your eyes, your ears, your mind, your time, spending it with T3 Records, and with me, with Project Over Mike. Remember, tomorrow there won't be no side chat, but we'll do a show next week, so keep an eye out for that. With that said, remember, people are stupid, individuals smart. Please be a smart individual, and not like Mr. Shabazz, who basically broadcasts his criminality on Facebook. No, please be a smart individual. This is your boy Tig. Peace out. Holy smoke, these people.
Great Friday, you mother